So this is uh part two of an updated farm to this raid. I posted one a little while ago, but this is part two to see what I have improved on it and maybe see what else can be improved on it. A guildie recently told me that they have come to this room and started killing silicate feeders here. And they were able to get a ton of silicate feeders to add to the farm, and I think it's perfect. Because while these packs are very deadly, it's not real important, or not to say it's real important. However, it's very important to like dodge all of these packs. Let me just give myself a assist real quick because I didn't do that. It's good practice to like mark up these packs so that you can keep track of them wherever they are, because you're not going to be able to see them sometimes, and you're going to want to be able to keep your eye on them a lot, because sometimes you're going to be going not necessarily like very deep into this room, but you will have a good chance of like pulling these packs. And also in this video, I'll be showing you a way to kind of guarantee that instances will reset. Another guildie had told me tech to always make sure the instance resets, and I'll be sharing that with you guys here today as well. It's pretty simple. I'm getting some kind of bad patrols right now, but anytime you see a pack come through this middle here, it's either always going to go left or right. So you can kind of determine that to like pick which way you want to go. I'm being kind of greedy here by kind of ignoring X pack and pulling a silicate feeder anyway. But you can accidentally pull something there, because these mobs do have a larger aggro radius than you'd probably imagine. So it can pull. However, you can vanish these off. They seem like they have a higher stealth detection, so I highly do not recommend going into this room stealthed. You always want to be pulling silicate feeders to these stairs. You never want to engage anything out here. And by that I mean, like, you don't want to be fighting mobs out in this general open area. You will be going out into this general open area to be pulling mobs. So like right now I can pull this silicate feeder even though square's coming in. It looks like it's going to be going right, and it is. These packs have a set path, and it seems to change randomly when they reach the end of these patrols. Like square hit the end of the patrol there, and it seems like it's going to go back up through the middle. X also went over here to the left, went to the corner, and is going back up through the middle. These packs can sometimes change path points, or like patrols, whichever way they go. Like you'll see some come through this way, through the left, some through the right. They'll come through the middle. Sometimes they'll hang out up top. And there's one pathway where they'll come down like these left area side of the stairs, but they'll never come up these stairs. So this area where I'm sitting at is always going to be a safe spot. So we're going to try and get a pull here. Square should go back up through mid, and it is. So I can go and pull this mob here. Be perfectly fine. And after doing this a while, you will probably learn the path, the pathing of these particular packs, which is very important because this room has these 4 packs. You really want to avoid all 4 of these packs. And see, this is what I mean. Like, this is the only unique pathway that I've noticed that can be kind of random. You want to avoid that. You want to avoid the mobs going through the middle because that's a lot of your real estate that they're pathing through. Looks like we might be able to snag a couple mobs here on the right, but X is going to be pathing back through the middle. So I probably could have waited to see where they were going to go. I can't really guesstimate where they're going to go when they hit mid. I don't really pay attention to that, but it seems like when they come in through the right, like if they're coming in through up here, they're going to go left and go to this corner over there. If they come in through the top left and come through the middle, then they're going to go bottom right. So, and then they take the same path back. Skull is going around the room, and X, it seems like X is going to come back through the middle. If I'm right, they're going to go back left. And they are. So depending on where Square's going, it's going to come back through the middle, and it is. And it should go to the right. Yep. Now, even though these patrols are always seeming like they're going to go back up through the middle, it's not always the case. Sometimes, like this pack is doing right here, Skull Pack, is going in front of the stairs. That can be very detrimental, especially when you're trying to pull Silicut feeders from the center of the room. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't pull the Silicut feeders from in the middle of the room. That's perfectly fine. Being a rogue, you can utilize your distract ability, and I'll try and get one here, but I probably won't be able to. We'll try anyway. We'll do a little something. We gotta resist, so it's not worth trying to try and go through the mid to pick up a Silica feeder, because this mob will still keep moving. It will go back toward the pack after these mobs start moving again, so I probably could have went toward mid and gotten one of those Silicate feeders, but it's hardcore, better safe than sorry. You'll be spending a majority of your time in this farm at this general area, just kind of waiting for patrols. If you feel like you've gotten enough Silicate feeders, then just move on to the Buru area, which we'll do here in probably a couple more Silicate feeders. I want to try and get like these three over here, depending on what the grub path patrol looks like. But this is pretty much the entire farm. This is a very dangerous area. A lot more dangerous than over by the Buru area, which is to be expected, because there are continuously pathing mobs that you really don't want to pull. If you accidentally pull one of these packs, you might need to just sprint away and vanish. I've had that happen to me once so far, and I haven't died because I'm still doing this farm, luckily. But that's pretty much all I have to really say about this general area. I'm gonna wrap it up here because I just don't really feel like being in this area anymore, and we will head to the Buru area next. So for anyone who doesn't know how to like get here, you're pretty much just going toward Osirian. This is the second way to get to Ayamiss's room. Pretty straightforward, especially on a cleared instance. You're never going to come here on a non-cleared instance because obviously this room is full of sentinels and all the other mobs on the way here. Reminder that these guides are only for instances that have cleared the raid but have not done Ayamiss. I've gotten 2 blues so far on this instance lockout. Not this set of 5 instances, but over the 3 days that we have had this instance cleared. We cleared on the very start of the lockout reset, and I have been in here basically ever since then whenever I had free time, like over the weekend and after work, today being Monday the 11th. So I was able to get quite a few idols. I got a lot of, well, they're sent over to the bank. I got quite a few Vermilion idols, Onyx. I got 3 Onyx idols specifically. So I feel like I was very unlucky on Onyx idols specifically, which are the most requested idols when it comes to doing this raid and getting the tokens and turning them in. So if you're lucky, hopefully you get a bunch more Onyx idols than I did. I got 2 raid blues. I got a Coif of Elemental Fury, which recently sold for 400 gold on this hardcore server. Pretty juiced. Probably could have sold it for more, but I felt like it was a pretty shit item, so I didn't post it for more than 400 gold. I also got the Silicut Husk Launcher. It's a 2.8 speed gun, 4 AQ10 stam. Kind of mid, to be honest. Hasn't sold yet. I highly doubt it will. So that being said, we're back at the Buru area. As my last video, this is a pretty simple farm. Something I did not mention in the previous video is these flesh hunters have a very large aggro radius. And if they aggro you, they will poison bolt you, and you are going to want to bring, maybe, just for good practice, bring like a stack of EPRs with you. Just bring 5, because if they poison bolt you, it leaves a dot, and if you try to run away, you're going to be trying to run away mounted, and the dot will tick very hard and very quickly. So something like 3 ticks of the poison dot, and you'll probably be dead. So just, it's good practice to bring some EPRs with you when you're doing this farm. They don't cost very much. Highly recommend it. I don't, because I'm a lazy piece of shit, and it is what it is. So, just like the last video, this is a pretty simple farm. You know, I've been doing it for a hot minute now, and, you know, just kind of do like I said in the last video. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Watch your positioning. Distract these grubs in good locations. Be mindful, because if you pull these feeders too close to the packs, they will social aggro, and you will have to burn a vanish. Not really a big deal, because you can burn some time going into the room, in this middle room right here, to kill some stuff. I should have brought some regen. I did not, because as I've said, I am lazy. Don't be like me. Be prepared. Bring some food. Roasted quails, homemade cherry pies. You know, bring some stuff to help yourself give regen, because any downtime in this is time not spent farming, and you want to spend as much time as you can farming, because that whole area over there in Ayamiss's room, that spends a lot of time. So you want to be as close to the instance lockout cap at 5 instances per hour as you can. But I have been doing this particular farm with Ayamiss's room all day today, like since 2 p.m. My time, so about 1 p.m. server time, all the way leading until raid time, which was at 8 p.m. server time. So I went pretty hard grinding this this whole farm for roughly 5.5 to 6 hours. And I was able to get 1 raid blue, several idols, a ton of scarabs, a lot of greens that I was able to send to my disenchanter. You know, it all depends on how quickly you're able to farm how efficient you're able to farm, how much downtime you have, how much uptime you have, if you're able to go from mob to mob. Like I said, very much recommend bringing some type of regen, either it be heavy rune cloth bandages or food. So definitely do that. Good practice. I just didn't because I'm lazy, as I said. This scrub's in a really good spot to grab right here. Something I also didn't mention in the last video is sometimes this mob right here, the one I just hovered over, the collector, it can sometimes be replaced by a like one of these tail lashers. These tail lashers will always be level 61. They have a higher aggro radius because they are higher level. So you want to be careful when you are pulling that last grub over there to the right. See if I can go find it. That one over there. You really want to be careful when you're pulling this grub right here, because if this mob is a tail lasher, you're going to have a higher aggro radius than normal. So what I like to do, and I know I have low health right now, I have some health pots if I get really low. So you want to distract that mob in a good spot, shoot it, bring it back. And if this mob is a tail lasher, like I said, higher aggro radius, you want to be really cognizant of your positioning. I can't stress that enough because it can accidentally pull and you will have to burn a vanish. And when you're doing those types of pulls, obviously you want to have vanish available. Not a big deal. You're going to be in here for a hot minute anyway. As recording this video right now, we're at 17 minutes. So little behind pace for how quickly you want to do this farm, but I have managed to do a round of this farming within like 11 to 12 minutes. If you're quick and efficient about it. Sometimes you can't because mob pathing is doo-doo. It happens. Let me log into my second account here. Never mind. I tried to hit reconnect and it decided to not let me. That's fun. I gotta sit here and regen health anyway. And like I said, this is why you should bring regen, because I'm in the downtime of just waiting for my health to regen instead of regenning health and continuing. This has been a lot of my downtime in this particular segment and this video where I'm just yapping. But there's really nothing new for me to explain here. There's one thing that I need to explain in this video, which is the reset method. Before I showed you all to just log out in this raid and go to your other account and reset from there. However, that is not the tech anymore. So what's going to happen, or what's going to need to happen, is once we've cleared this entire area, I will show what that looks like. So let's get a little risky. By risky, I mean let's just pop some CDs and kill two at once. Let's pop a health stone, or pop a health pot. Why not? Four more grubs left. 3 more grubs left after we kill this one. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, appreciate you. Highly recommend putting these videos on 2x speed. Doesn't really do you a whole lot of good if you've already watched this video at 1x speed. And you've made it to the end of this video so far. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to leave a comment, like and subscribe. totally not a call of action because I'm probably not going to do very many of these videos. I have one more farm idea in mind to post about for hardcore, especially on Doomhow. It's a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time. These videos aren't edited. This is just straight up raw. This is me talking. This is me showing you the farm in its entirety. No speed ups, no nothing. You see everything I fuck up. You see everything I don't fuck up. You see everything I'm trying and communicate to those trying to also do this farm. This is a very easy farm. Anybody with a rogue could do this farm. Anybody with a level 60 rogue could do this farm if they manage to get a cleared instance ID minus Ayamiss. So, now that that is out of the way, we spent a long time in this instance, so we're going to leave group. We're going to ghetto hearth. So in the next minute, we'll ghetto hearth. I could edit the video to speed this part up, but I'm not gonna, straight up, to be completely honest. I'm just not gonna do it. Go ahead and put our mount speed. My mount speed gear was on this entire time. No wonder I was having a hard time. Let me see if this innkeeper has any food. It does. Alright, so little segue. Invite myself back on my other account. Make it a raid group. So this is real simple tech. We are going to run back to the raid instance. We are going to walk into the same ID that we just killed a bunch of Silicut feeders in. We are going to log out inside the raid. And then we're going to go back to our other account. Hit reset all instances. And the instance will always reset. I've been doing this all day today. I have not had it not reset once. It has always reset doing this particular method. It will always reset like this unless you log out inside the instance after you're done clearing and reset instances like that. The instances will always break from resetting if you try it a different way than this way I'm about to show you. You just hit those right arrow buttons and just skip to where I'm entering the instance and doing exactly what I just explained. And we're back at the instance. We are entering our old raid ID that we just cleared a bunch of Silicut feeders. We're going to log out. The other account has lead. Just going to log out inside the instance that we were just in. You're going to go back to your other account You're going to hit reset all instances. If you have the add-on NIT, it should say Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj has been reset. You're going to log back in, and then the instances have reset. And I'll go back to the area and show you that that is true. So again, the way the reset tech works is you're going to have to ghetto hearth, preferably back to Cenarian Hold, where it's closest you're doing this farm. Ghetto hearth to Cenarian Hold, run back to the instance, enter the instance, log out inside the instance, go back to your other account, or have somebody in your guild in the raid group with you outside of the instance, and they are going to reset the instance while you are logged off inside the raid instance, and it should always reset no matter what. The instances should never break unless you do as mentioned. You try to attempt any other reset method, it will break the instance. If you try to log out inside the instance without leaving it first, you have a good chance of breaking the instance. I've been told, I have not tried it, but if you reset the instance without leaving first, and try to reset it by just logging out inside the instance immediately after you're done with the farm, you will break the instance and it will not reset. The only way to 100% guarantee on resetting the instances is how I've just explained. So we are back at the farm, and as you can see already, the Silicut feeders are all respawned. This is what you're looking for. That's basically it to the video. I've shown you everything I wanted to do in this video. I know it's been rather long, but this is the entire farm. You can do these rooms very quickly if you get efficient at it. That's basically it. So thanks for watching. See you all in the next one, I guess.